99% of creators are using ChatGPT wrong, and I don't want you to be one of them. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 20 prompts that every creator needs if your big dream is hitting 1 million followers. We're going to organize these prompts into the 3 phases that every creator goes through on their creator journey: build, scale, and profit. Build is going to be all about setting the foundations of your creator business, getting clear on your big vision, your niche, your goals, and the systems that you need to succeed long term. Scale comes next. We're talking content creation, video ideas, growth strategies, audience building, and ultimately hitting that 1 million follower milestone. And then there's profit, because sure, 1 million followers are great and all, but if you're not making any money with your platform, you probably did something wrong along the way. So this phase will be about monetizing your platform and turning content creation into an actual business. Now, for those of you who stay and watch till the end, I do have one bonus prompt that will guarantee your success. So make sure you stick around till then. As always, timestamps are below. Let's jump in with setting our foundation with build. We have prompt number 1. Prompt number 1, arguably the most important. This is where you're going to introduce yourself to ChatGPT or whatever AI tool you're using. You're going to tell it who you are, what your goals are, how you want it to respond to you, because context is everything. The more that it understands about you and your big goal of hitting 1 million followers, the better results you'll get from every single prompt that follows from there. So this is the prompt that you're going to use. You're going to say, "Hey chat, I'm Millie. You're now my personal content creator coach, business partner. I'm a creator in the blank industry. My long-term goal is to hit 1 million followers and turn content creation into a profitable business so I can replace my 9-to-5. Here's everything you need to know about me." This is when you're going to describe your niche, who your target audience is, about your audience, your current platforms and follower counts, what your short-term goal is. Like if you wanted to hit first, let's hit 10,000 followers in the next 30 days. So short-term goal, any monetization plans that you might have, what your personality is, your brand voice, any inspirational accounts that you see yourself growing to be. And of course, you can even explain how you want it to reply to you. From there, you're going to tell chat, "Hey, your job is to guide me like a social media strategist, content coach, and business partner. Always give me actionable advice, examples, and ideas that I could use right away. If something is vague, ask me clarifying questions before answering. Be honest, transparent, because I'm open to all feedback, and whenever possible, connect your answers back to my long-term goal of hitting 1 million followers and building a business." With chat knowing the foundations about you, you can jump into prompt number 2. This is specifically if you're somebody who doesn't quite know what your niche is, or you consider yourself to be more of like a lifestyle creator. This is the prompt that you can use to help still keep your content very strategic and focused instead of feeling super random to your audience. I want to be a content creator, but right now I consider myself a lifestyle creator. I don't know how to niche down in a way that feels authentic to me. Ask me questions to help me uncover what topics I naturally love talking about, skills, experiences, or perspectives that make me unique, problems that I've solved for myself that others would find valuable, what people already come to me for advice on, etc., etc. Then based off of your answers, you could have chat give you the direction that you need and help you refine those options into a clear niche statement or even content pillars for your content ideas. Next, for prompt number 3, I'll let you know that the next 3 prompts are going to be email list based. If you've been following me for some time, you know how firmly I believe in email lists. One of my students was able to leave her 9-to-5 because she had an email list. She didn't know why. She was like, "Millie, why do you need me to grow an email list?" And I was like, "Just trust me." So we built it together. And then as she was growing, her email list grew passively and she decided to start a coaching program. So she launched her coaching program just to people on her email list, not Instagram, not anywhere else, sold out her coaching program that right then and there instantly replaced her 9-to-5 income. And she was able to put in her 2 weeks at her job and leave her 9-to-5. So email lists are super powerful. That's why I'm including email list prompts for the build section of a creator's journey. Now, for these examples, I'm going to use one of my students that's in my BSP Slack community. Yes, I do have a community of my students where you could get like one-on-one feedback with me. It's for any of my students that join the BSP model. BSP might ring a bell. Build, scale, profit. That is the roadmap that I teach my students. I have courses that teach creators this whole process too. For prompt number 3, you're going to tell it that one of your first goals is to create a freebie and to get followers onto your email list using an enticing freebie. So you'll say, based on the information that I gave you in my previous messages, can you give me a list of 10 or however many ideas you want? Freebie ideas that could be templates, ebooks, digital products, etc. that would help insert audience with goals. When I plugged this in with one of my students' information, it gave me a list of really awesome recommendations for her niche, and she focuses on helping women through menopause or premenopause and how to manage their bodies and hormones through that process. So these are just some of the ideas that chat came up with. This is what you're going to say for prompt number 4. You're going to say, for my freebie, insert the title that you ended up choosing. Can you help me create the perfect title, subtitle, call to action combo that would make it a no-brainer for my audience to want to download it when seeing it on my link in bio? You're gonna give it some guidelines. So these are the guidelines that I have in the prompt. Title needs to be 50 characters or less, subtitle needs to be 100 characters or less, and call to action / button needs to be 30 characters or less. I structured it this way because when you create your freebie and you're going to offer it to your audience, typically I teach my students and followers, subscribers, I teach everybody to put your freebie onto your Stan Store. Stan Store is a link in bio tool. It is the #1 tool that I recommend to literally everybody who wants to be a content creator because you can do so many things with it. But for right now, we're talking about freebie, email list building. And so what you're going to do is have ChatGPT create the perfect link in bio prompt. So when somebody lands on your link in bio and they come across your social media, they'll be like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. They'll be even more interested in downloading your free guide. For prompt number 5, you're asking Chat to help you create a 7-day welcome email sequence that will introduce you to people who download your freebie. You can specify and ask Chat to create subject lines for you and even outline each individual email. Setting up a welcome sequence is more of an advanced step. So it's not something that you have to do right away. It is it would be cool if you had it set up. Again, this is something that you could do in your Stan Store. You just set up the automations. Automation sounds like such a scary word, but in your Stan Store, you just set up your freebie, literally drag and drop the PDF you made in Canva, press publish. And then in your settings, you just set up a 7-day welcome sequence and you just choose, oh, I want this email to send this many days after, this email to send this many days after. That way, as people join your list, you're also nurturing that connection in hopes to one day maybe sell to your list. There are so many great ways that you can use Stan Store. It's not just email list. You could also set up things to sell. You could create a digital product to sell to your audience, a course to sell to your audience. You could offer coaching and schedule coaching calls. You could host a membership, a monthly membership in your Stan Store. Like I said, it is the #1 tool that I recommend to every single creator. I've been talking about them for years on my channel since they were I don't want to say a baby company, but when they just launched, I was like, this tool is literally what I wish I had when I started. So I'm stoked that they have even noticed me, partnered with me, is sponsoring this video, and has sponsored other videos on my channel because it is that one tool that I just think everybody needs in their pocket. Okay, for prompt number 6, this one's a good one because if you've ever felt like you are the one standing in your own way, but you don't know why you're getting in your own way, this prompt will help ChatGPT identify those bottlenecks within yourself so that you could start working through them. You're going to say, now that you know my big goals, I want you to act like my mindset coach for a second because I feel like something's been holding me back. Can you ask me reflective questions to help me uncover limiting beliefs that I might have about myself, where I tend to procrastinate or self-sabotage, fear, doubts, past patterns where I've started but didn't follow through, obstacles, etc. This is great to kind of be able to talk through those mindset blocks with somebody, and it can give you actionable steps to start to work through those so that you're no longer self-sabotaging your growth as a content creator. Prompt number 7, give me 10 content creator mindset shifts that will help me stay consistent and avoid burnout. After you have worked through Chat to identify what those limiting beliefs or mindset blocks are, you can ask for affirmations or mindset shifts that'll help you even more and act as motivation to keep you going. I'm gonna kind of go through these prompts rapid fire, and I know when they pop up on screen, they might be hard to read, so I did put together all of the prompts into one guide that you can download. I'll link it down below. It's literally all the prompts that you could easily just copy, paste, plug your answers into ChatGPT. So a lot easier than pausing the video and typing what I'm saying. So I'll be sure to leave that link down below if you want that quicker interaction from all these prompts. Now we're moving on to the scale portion of our prompts, more content creator focused prompts. So with these prompts, you could start simple and say something like, give me 20 viral hook ideas for my industry based on popular search phrases my audience looks for, the fastest growth levers on the platform that I want to grow on, and other trending topics or posts in my industry. So just asking for viral ideas is a very simple way way to approach it. Or you could get specific with prompt number 9 and say something like, create a 30-day content plan to help me hit my first goal of growing to 10,000 followers on insert platform. A few times now I've mentioned having like that smaller goal, even though the big goal is to hit 1 million followers. We love that, yes, but it is so important to break down your action items and plans into those smaller milestones like 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, 50,000 followers, 100,000, because what you're going to do to get to each level is going to look completely different. What you have to do from 0 to 10,000 followers is going to be different content in a different style than if you had 100,000 followers trying to hit 200,000 followers, you know? So you want to break down those smaller milestones, and that's going to help you a lot to discover what content needs to get you to that first step. If you want to be a content creator, this is like a forever thing. So prompt number 10 is going to help you figure out how you can make content creation part of your everyday life without you burning out. This is what you're going to say. You're going to say, how can I realistically post consistently for the next 2 years while still working a 9-to-5 and raising my family? Create me a weekly schedule that focuses on what my most important tasks should be based on the goals we've already talked about. Here's my current work schedule. Are there any productivity systems that I need to set up? Recently, I've really loved the idea of making content part of your everyday life as opposed to an extra task to your everyday life. And that prompt will help you not only do that, but do it efficiently and manage your time a little bit better. Prompt number 11 is what you're going to use when you have a video idea. So you're going to say, can you apply the hook layering strategy to this video idea? You're going to say where it's going to go, so like an Instagram reel, and then you're going to say your content idea. Then you're going to define hook layering so ChatGPT knows. So you're going to say hook layering makes sure that 1, there's a strong verbal or audio hook in the video. 2, there's a catchy visual hook in the video where what I'm doing in the first 3 seconds will capture visual attention. And 3, text on screen will stop someone's scroll. Hook layering is something that I've been teaching for a while now, and I don't want to say like I started it. So many people call it like hook layering, hook stacking, hook trilogy. People have their own phrase for it, and I'm not saying I started it, but you could go back on my channel to the video where we analyzed hundreds of YouTube shorts, and nobody was talking about it before I made that video. And what we discovered when we analyzed those videos was like people weren't using one hook. They were using multiple types of hooks within those first 3 seconds. So you want chat to have a very specific guide on how they could help you or how it could help you create viral or catchy content. Prompt 12 is what you're going to use when you need some extra inspo. So you're going to say, analyze this competitor's last 10 viral posts and tell me the patterns that I could use in my content. Prompt 13 is if you're somebody who you're feeling like you suck at storytelling. This is exactly the prompt that I use to help me with my storytelling in my short form content, because I've always felt like I've struggled with storytelling, not only the like how to do it, but I teach practical tips. I'm an educator. So it's hard for me to get out of education brain and just go into like, hey, let me tell you about my life. That feels so unnatural. So this is the prompt that I've been using to help me. Turn this story from my life into a short form video script with a strong hook to attract my audience, dynamic storytelling, and a satisfying motivational ending. Here's the story that I want to share. This is really easy to do if you're doing like voice to text and you just be like, blah, 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 and then I did this, and then I did this, la, 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 la. You just like blah your story, and then chat can turn that into an actual script with beginning, middle, end, conflict resolution, all the things. Now, after you've created a piece of content, you're going to use prompt 14. You're going to say, audit this piece of content that I wrote or filmed and show me how to make it more engaging and more likely to go viral. This is why I script my videos word for word first, because I like to really think through how I'm going to capture my audience's attention from the beginning and keep them engaged with the video along the way. I'm not great at talking off the top of my head, so I could like insert a script that I've already written and it could analyze the script. Or even if I've already filmed a video and I'm like, cool, I want to upload it, upload the video, have chat give me feedback. Now we're going to the profit prompts. For prompt 15, you're going to say, if I want to replace my income as a content creator, what are the most realistic monetization methods for my niche? Can you break down a step-by-step roadmap for me to realistically go from 0 to $5,000 a month within the next 3 months, incorporating these income streams? I feel like so long as you're giving your AI bot, whatever AI you choose to use, some guidelines and like timelines of, hey, I really want to hit this specific goal by this time frame, AI does a really great job of breaking down practical steps and roadmaps that you could follow. For prompt 16, you're going to say, with freebie as my free offer, can you give me a list of 10, 20 digital product ideas that naturally connect to the topic of my freebie and would convert well into followers purchasing this as an upsell for whatever much you want to charge for, $27, $47. A really simple way to make money passively is after you've set up a freebie to go out to your audience, is having a funnel or an automated email system set up that will upsell your email list subscribers. So if somebody downloads that, let's say, hot flash hacks to beating hot flashes and night sweats, they download that free guide, you can set up like a 3 email sequence where at the end of that sequence, they're offered like, oh, here's the mini course for how to blah, blah, or here's the 30-day way to reset your hormones, I don't know. So by the 3rd email, they're offered like a $27 product, and you'll be surprised how many people actually purchase through that email. To further help with this, prompt 17, you could say something like, can you help me write a simple high converting checkout page that I can use in my stand store for my product, insert title, that feels friendly and non-salesy. Please include a heading that matches my offer title. The main copy should be no more than 2 paragraphs and a strong call to action. Again, this is just helping you optimize your stand store even more so that when somebody clicks on that digital product, it is exactly what that person is looking for. You're leaning into like marketing, sales, but not sounding too salesy. So that's just like a really easy prompt to help you set up an offer that's going to convert really well. If you're somebody who is interested in working with brands and doing brand collaborations, prompt 18 is going to be for you. You're going to say, create a list of however many brands that work with micro influencers in your niche. Help me craft a pitch to them, focusing on my unique advantages and the problem that I could solve for them. Anytime I were to pitch to a brand, the more specific my email was on like a specific problem I could help them solve, the more likely the brand would reply and reply with a yes. Now, prompt 19 is for those of you who want to treat content creation as a real business, which I'm sure you do. If you're somebody who intends to make money at all, any money with content creation, you need to be using this prompt. So you're gonna say, if I wanna treat content creation as a real business, what do I need to do to make sure I'm legally and financially protected as a creator in state, country? Can you turn your feedback into a simple checklist so that I don't get overwhelmed and can focus on one thing at a time? Legitimizing your business as a creator can really feel intimidating, or even setting up like a business bank account. All those big, scary business things can be scary. So having like that step-by-step checklist to follow can really help calm those nerves and make it seem a little bit more practical or tangible. Now, prompt 20 is one that I've been using every single week in my business, and it has helped me so much. You're going to say, can you help me prioritize tasks that are the most important? Anything that isn't urgent or a priority could be pushed to next week. And feel free to add anything that I should be doing based on my goals, but don't have listed. Here's my availability. You're gonna say what days you have available to work on these things. And then you're gonna say, here's the list of everything that I need to be working on. I recently shifted my business goals a bit, and I'm really trying to step into more of like that CEO role instead of content creator tasks of just like filming content every week. So every Friday at the end of the day, I plan out my schedule for next week. And I'm like, okay, this is everything that I have to do. What's actually going to help me reach this specific goal that you already know about? And the way it organizes my tasks, I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Oh my gosh, yes, I need to do that. Why have I been putting it off for 5 weeks? And so it's actually opened my eyes a lot to see what is actually most important to moving the needle closer to my goal instead of just like to getting that next video filmed and done. Now, before I share the final bonus prompt, I want to know which AI prompts have been a game changer for you as a creator. Are there any prompts that have helped you, or even AI tools that have helped you a lot? Leave that down in the comments below so that everybody else can learn and we could all grow together. Now, bonus prompt number 21, this is the big hitter. You're going to tell chat, turn my big goal of hitting 1 million followers in 12 months into quarterly milestones and action steps. When you get that list of quarterly milestones and action steps, you could break down each quarter even more. So if like by first quarter you want to hit 250,000 followers, then you're like, great, let's focus on quarter one. Help me break down quarter one. What do I need to do in the next 30 days, in the next 60, 90 days, so you could break down those goals even more. And it is so cool to see what chat comes up with over a course of a year. Now, since I know you love AI prompts, this video will help teach you how to build a 5-figure link in bio strategy so that you could automate your income and make money passively as a creator. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.